Hello, hello, long time no see. Um, so we have had to scale things back here at House of Sajwa because um, the entire economy is in the crapper, and so I've been having trouble getting as much work as I need to feed myself. So every day I eke closer and closer to having to get a real job, which perish the thought. I would really prefer not to do that because it's not what I came out here for. So we have had to scale things back, but it's not dire yet. I did have enough to get my pumpkin for Halloween, and I am now in the process of carving that. The seeds I was able to save, and so I can eat those later because I think in those terms now. So this week coming up is very, very exciting news. I finally have all 3 of my SAG vouchers, and I'm going to join the union on Wednesday. So hope now when I'm working a day, I'll at least have a little bit more money. Unfortunately, I'll probably only be able to get about half as much work, so it's going to even out anyhow. I'll still be poor, but it should make my life just a little bit easier, I hope. I will let you know if this theory plays out. Ta-da! I made a self-portrait. So there's my pumpkin for the year. I'm not very good at carving pumpkins, but I continue to do it because it makes me happy to do so. Oh, hey, speaking of things that make me happy to do that I'm not very good at, I made a couple more paintings, and let me show you to them. Show them to you. You to them? I don't know. They can't see you back. Let's hope. Hang on, I'll show you. So I've been tinkering with oils. This here is called the Tinkstone. And this one I did a couple of months ago, actually, but there it is, the Tinkstone, which is a reference to this long and drawn-out story that I have about this time that I got drunk in the forest and howled at the moon. Well, so there we are. This had not got a title. I don't know what that is. Some kind of a portrait of some kind of a person. I was in a weird mood when I did that one. If you can imagine me in a weird mood, that's what I was. And hang on. This one here I also did. This is a portrait of Rootie. The text there that you can't really read, probably, it says, "Happiness. Being an open window, I will prosper." So that's a portrait of Rootie the dog. Let me show you what she's up to, by the way. Rootie, I got a report that you're a little spoilt. Are you on my side of the bed again, Pootie? Did you bring all your toys over to my side of the bed? You are very spoilt. And on the acting side of things, I have been working since I talked to you last. Not as much as I would like. If I had my way, I would work 6 days a week, seriously. But you have to fight and claw to try and get, even 3 days a week of work. I'm hoping after I'm union, if I can get 2 days a week, I'll be, that's a success story. But that's another story. So what I have been doing, I was in an indie. No, you already heard about that. Never mind. I was on Love Takes Wing, 11th Hour, Entourage. I was surprised to get Entourage because usually they want the beautiful people for that. But it turns out when I got there, they said, well, we need blue-collar bar patrons. Oh, that explains it. So I wasn't actually in the beautiful people part of Entourage. I was in Love Finds a Home, which was a lot of fun. That was 1860s. And hey, I have a picture of that, which I will insert here. I was on Do Not Disturb, which I very much enjoyed. That was a very short-lived one. I think it got picked up and then immediately canceled, but it was very, very funny, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was live in front of a studio audience, which I haven't done before, and it was a lot like doing theater, which is where all my training is. So I very much enjoyed that and would like to try and do more live in front of studio audience things, because that was very enjoyable. I was on Bingo America as a bingo ball. I was a big red bouncing bingo ball. So if you ever watch that, yeah. Well, it wasn't really a ball, but you wear the number on your shirt. I was like I-13 or something. And so when your number is called, you jump up and shout, and I actually won money that day, so that was cool. I was on Family Court with Judge Penny Brown as an audience member. The World's Funniest Moments, which was very funny. That was Arsenio Hall did that, and that man has not aged a day in 30 years. I want to find out what he's using for his wrinkles, because he doesn't have any. I was on Big Love, which is one of my favorites. I love Big Love. Bill Paxton is a real sweetheart. Um, I was on ER as Walking Wounded, and I have a picture of that, which I will insert here. I was on Valentine, which that's kind of a cool premise. The Greek gods come back to life and then tinker in the lives of Los Angeles people. So that could be pretty cool. I may have to check that one out. I was on Heroes. That was cool. Macy's Catwalk Celebrity Challenge. I played an audience member for that. But that was a really, really cool gig because I basically watched a show all night. They had singing and dancing and a fashion show parade thing, and I got paid to be there, so that was cool. I was on CSI New York just recently and enjoyed that one. Prison Break again. We went all the way over to Ontario, not Ontario, Canada, but Ontario, California, it was a far drive, but they paid us for mileage, which was super nice of them. Then I was on Greek, again as a blue-collar bar patron. I must have that look about me. Yeah. So that, because Greek is another one of those shows that they usually need the beautiful people, so I was like, Greek? What do they need me for that? Blue-collar bar patron. So, and then I was on Trust Me. What did I do for Trust Me? Oh, we filmed it in a mall. That's going to be cool, too, I think. It's about Chicago lawyers. But I was in that one. And on Monday, I'm going to be on Samantha Who, which I have done before, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to Monday. So, I'll let you know how things go. If I happen to get famous, I'll try and let you know about that, and not make 6 weeks go by before I make a YouTube update of my fun, poverty-stricken life in Los Angeles, California. Bye-bye.